Alright, welcome to Kingdoms of Amalur, or Amalur, I don't know how to pronounce it. This game originally came out in 2012, and this is like I would hesitate to call this a remaster, but it's kind of more like a re-release. It was originally written by R.A. Salvatore, who's famous for doing all of the Forgotten Realms D&D stuff, and Todd McFarlane, who was the artist for Spawn. THQ Nordic, which at this point now like owns the planet, owns this as well. And they just re-released it for Xbox One, PC, and PS4. Let's go ahead and get started.
From the beginning, we were wrong. And only now, well into the second decade of the conflict, have we begun to understand the mistakes we have made. We lived in harmony among the Fae, in a world awakened to new magic. Perhaps we should have foreseen what might be born on this rising tide. What force might awaken. A force powerful enough to twist even the eternal and immutable Fae folk. But Gadflow, the new king of the Winter Court, surprised us all. Singular among his people, he was all that other Fae were not. Aggressive, ambitious, visionary. He had power like none we had ever seen, terrible and deadly. Gadflow and his followers, the Tuatha Deon, believed that a new god was to be born in the east, beneath Gadflow's crystalline fortress of Amathen. In the name of that god, they marched to war against the young races of Amalur. Against a mortal army, no matter the power of their god, we might have been victorious. But the Fae are creatures of magic, not bound by the laws of life and death. Each Tuatha fallen on the battlefield would soon rise again, for the Fae do not know death as we do. How could we stand against such a force? For 10 years, the war raged. For 10 years, the armies of Men and Alpha fought and died. But as our numbers dwindled, we knew that it was only a matter of time. Our fate had been written. At least, that is what we believed. Until you died.
What do you think this one is then? Alpha? Garan? Could even be a Jotun. Always a surprise, eh, Garan?
Eyes on the job, boy. Don't matter what it is. Dead's dead. And be thankful for that. All we've seen. Go on and pull back the sheet, though. It'll need to be in our report, one way or the other.
Alright, nice. Here we go. Let me take a second and read through all this. Alright, so we got a couple races right at the beginning. We've got this one that's got, like, a boost to blacksmithing, persuasion, and alchemy. This one, which is detect hidden, lockpicking, mercantile. We got sagecraft, which I don't know what that means. Dispelling, alchemy, I'm guessing that's more of like a mage character. And then this one has the stealth +2, probably like more of a roguelike character. And you can also choose gender. Pretty basic. Alright, I'm gonna go with this race and this guy because this race is kind of like, from the description there, basically like they're pirates, which is kind of cool. And then for this bonus, I'm thinking of doing, we can do fire, ice, war, get the criticals, poison, or just none. Actually, you get experience bonus with that one. That's kind of cool. I think I'm just gonna go with the war, which is the 5% physical, 5% armor. Be good for playing like a warrior type class. Alright, we got 5 presets. We got this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm just gonna stick with number 1 because he looks like Thor. We've got like some options that we can change as well. Alright, here's the finished product. It's pretty simple. I just kept it pretty much everything the same, just gave him a nice little tattoo.
A Varani. Must have been a mercenary, come to fight in the war. I could have told him how he'd end up. Not in bad shape though, all things considered. Alright then, make sure it goes into the report. You know he'll want all the details.
Amazing how well the body held up. Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
Anything else we need?
Unless you'd like to name him, I think we're done. Put him with the others.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck next time.
Oh, nice. We're finally playing. Let's go. Look at this. I failed to mention in the intro that I'm playing this on Xbox One right now. Or Xbox One X, I guess. Ooh. That camera shake was rather intense. Let's see what we got here. Nice little note. You can just burn people. See ya. Have a nice time. Loot rusty sword. Sure, why not? There we go. Oh, nice, look at that. Why are my feet so big? I was wondering that in the cutscene.
All over. Run!
Scatter, children of dust! Scatter before the might of the Tuatha!
Alright. This game has a very, like, high fantasy element, which I guess is to be expected since it was written by R.A. Salvatore. Which is cool. I'm not complaining about that at all. It is kind of, like, campy, though. But I feel like it just embraces the camp. Alright, I'm assuming I'm gonna have to fight this guy. There we go. The combat in these games... Ooh! The combat system in this game is supposed to be...
Stay away!
like, amazing.
Dust shall escape.
It has a very 2012 vibe to it, that's for sure. Especially with that mini-map.
Help! Anybody!
out there, please help me! Please!
More mortal scum? No. All die.
We haven't chosen a class yet, so I'm curious if, like, we're just gonna, I guess, play through certain styles and then pick which one we like the best. I've heard you can basically just respec your character at any point in this entire game, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and loot this. I'll be taking those boots.
Thank you. If you hadn't come along, Wait. I've seen you before. On the slab. You were dead. It worked. By the tome, it worked. You're alive.
Oh, we got choices.
You died. I don't know how or even where. But your body was remade in the Well of Souls, and somehow it worked. The well restored your soul to your body, and it worked. We must get you to Professor Hughes right away. He'll have questions for you. Oh, no doubt. But we must get to Hughes. He'll be in his study on the ground floor. The Tuatha are coming in through the lower levels. If we hurry, we should be able to beat them to the top. Take these. They'll help keep you safe long enough to get to Hughes. Now, let's get going. He'll be in his study on the ground floor of the tower. At least, I hope he's there. And safe. Oh, my. You don't know? Perhaps the process damaged your memory. They are the Tuatha Deon, the enemy of all the young races. We've never seen them this far inland. Not even during the invasion. I don't know why they're here. I wish I could tell you more. You showed no signs of life when we removed your new body from the well's waters. We just put it in the furnace room with the others. We would have never done that if we knew. The Well of Souls is just ahead. You'll see. And it works. It restored you to life. There will be plenty of time to explain later. We've got to get going. Let me get this door. Right this way.
Alright, let me go ahead and equip. We got some shoes. Let's see. Here we go. Nice. We have anything else? We got healing potion. Disposable notes. The quest log. I'm not even gonna mess around with that. Let me just go ahead and loot this guy. Oh, yo, he's got armor. Hold on. Hell yeah, look at me now. Anything else in here that we need to get? I don't think so. The camera is very floaty. I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's just hard to control.
Our greatest invention, the Well of Souls. Imagine an end to war, an end to death.
Alright, hang on, what are we supposed to do? I guess head this way. I think they, like, sort of remastered certain elements of this game, but it's more or less just basically a re-release. Some objects can be destroyed. Okay. Let's just destroy everything while we're in here, I guess. This game seems to be like more of a re-release than a remaster. Here we go. Let me go ahead and... I think I actually picked up some new armor. Let me check that out real quick. Alright. What do we got here? Oh, nice. We got a shield. How do we equip that? Look at that.
Wait. Do you hear something? More Tuatha!
This game was developed by a studio called... Oh, here we go. Block. It's pretty simple. The studio that developed this game has a really super interesting, like, backstory. If you've never read into it,
Just that sword. That
it's
one with the bow. Get it?
Oh, alright. It's worth, like, looking this game up on Wikipedia and reading about it, just because it's so interesting. Like, the people that built this game, the studio was owned by, Kurt Schilling, like the baseball pitcher, and, he established basically, like, a studio in Rhode Island, as far as I know, and it basically just didn't pan out very well. It's worth to go look it up, just because there's a fantastic image of him posing with Ice Cube holding this game, and it's honestly really hilarious. Anything over here? Oh, I'm stuck on something. Alright, we got the bow, nice.
Up ahead. Best shoot them before they see us.
Let me just smash all these boxes. So we've got the bow, we've got the sword and shield. What I'm guessing is we're basically just going to be playing all of the styles at the start of the game. Just kind of like test everything out. Let me go ahead and smash these. Open this up. We got a lockpick and some documents. I kind of like that instead of just picking my class right at the start of the game. Oh, I'm out of arrows. Oh, crap. Alright, I'm just gonna run in for the big damage. Got the rusty leggings. I'm not gonna equip all that stuff just yet. Let's see. Can we go over there? No, let's just... Let's keep it moving.
Daggers are deadly if you catch an enemy unaware. Their speed more than makes up for their size.
Alright, let's equip these. Nice. Rusty gauntlets. We got a lot of armor, actually. Let me just take a quick gander. We got the gauntlets. Leg plates. We have basically everything except for, like, the chest piece.
More up ahead. If you can sneak up on them with your daggers, you should be able to finish them quickly and quietly.
Alright, nice. That eye indicator, though. I recognize that immediately. There's basically, like, 3 combat variations to this game. Oh. So you can play, like, the... Oh, hang on, let me go ahead and loot him. You can play the... kind of, like... rogue-like character, which is what we're doing now. Or you can play the warrior or a mage. I mean, it's pretty simple, to be honest. Let's see if I can get one of these guys.
A mistake of the gods. Easily corrected.
Take that. Nice. Let me go ahead and check this out. I think we got... Alright, sick. Look at us now. We're making progress.
Cave blossoms only respond in the presence of magic. Perhaps there is more to you than it seems. Incredible! What are you?
Alright, now we got magic. I think I'm probably gonna play the warrior class just for simplicity's sake. I know this game isn't like incredibly complex or anything, but I just like the warrior because it's just simple. Plus the animations are really cool. I do like the colorful effects of the mage though, that's for sure. Oh, look at this area. We got a chest over here. Let's go. Warned hand wraps. I think that's for like a medium or light armor. Oh my god, it's a spider. Yo, that did a lot of damage. Alright, we got a staff. Let me go ahead and... I know the game wants me to basically just test everything right now.
It completely covered the tunnel. Maybe you can use that staff to burn a path through.
Wait, what? There we go.
Not more spiders. Burn them. Burn them.
Yo, my man over here, he's just freaking out. Ooh. Get back. Alright, nice. Old shoes, skull bones, I'll just take them all. The combat's pretty basic right now, but when the game opens up after this, I think it gets pretty intense. Or it gets really cool because you have the ability to basically pull off these kind of like finishing moves almost. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's been a long time since this game came out. Came out in 2012, I believe. And that feels like it was forever ago. Especially with how fast games, like, advance. We basically have games today that I show me a picture of the game in real life, I couldn't tell you the difference. Look how small he is.
We Praetorians are tempered in battle, like the finest
That's
steel.
what I intend to find out. He came out of the well.
What? Then he'd better get inside to see the old man. Quick, before those Quatha make another push.
This is where we part ways. But take whatever you want from this armory. We might have a few things that would fit you. Just make sure you get to Hughes. We can hold off the Tuatha here. He's directly ahead, in his study. Just keep going past the top of the well. He needs to see you. Right now, you're the most valuable thing in his world. I'll see you on the outside, if fate wills it.
Alright, I had other options that I was going to talk to him about, but I guess not.
Simple claw frees your body and mind. That's why mages prefer it.
Alright, so that's basically the mage chest. This looks like the rogue
Leather armor is
chest.
thin, but will give you the speed to reach an enemy's throat.
And then, let's see. What is this?
Plate armor. Nothing protects quite like layers of impervious metal.
Let me just take all that. Let me look at the inventory real quick. I do have inventory limit. I have like 2 of the same thing. Oh, I just realized that we're gonna have to repair stuff. Well, that's terrible. Always hated that in games. Do I have a helmet? That's what I want to know. No, okay. I just thought I'd check. We got healing, mana, serpent's venom. No idea what that is. Repair kit, lockpick. Alright. Let me go see if we can find this Hughes guy. He's not in there. It's gotta be this way. Yo, look at that. Kinda reminds me of the beginning of Dragon Age Inquisition. Is there anything over here? Look at that guy. That poor soul. Alright, looks like we need to go in here.
You've made it, and look at you, even with all you've been through. The Tuatha, your return from the dead? Please forgive me, you must be terribly confused by all of this. I am Fomerus Hughes, and this is my laboratory at Alistar. Everything you see here is dedicated to one thing, the Well of Souls, the pursuit of immortality. And you're my first success. If we only had the time, there's so much we might learn from one another.
Alright. I could ask about all this, but... I mean, why?
Too much to explain right now. The Tuatha have come to stop my work, but I don't believe they know about you. Not yet. What's important is getting you out of here safely. You're the only proof of what we've achieved here. I may not be able to save the well, but I can ensure that its only success is safe.
Alright, nice. Let's see.
Yes, you're right. I've got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're... fascinating. Simply astounding. I'm not certain what's caused it, but somehow... yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what... Perhaps I should go see.
Reach the lab! That inside the...
No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly! Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else, stay alive!
Yo, it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. Let's go. This whole place is collapsing around us. The tutorial is imploding. I don't have any stamina, so I guess I can just sprint forever. That's beneficial. Here we go. Oh, sit down. Let me just take the time to loot this quick chest. Alright, let's see. We gotta go this way. I gotta learn how to read a mini-map again. Haven't had one of those in 8 years.
Get moving, you brute! Tear this tower apart!
Oh my god. Rock troll. I wonder if I can change up like do like a warrior class basically with medium armor. I'm not sure how in-depth this game's systems are. Let me try this. Oh no. I think I got a secondary. I need to get rid of this staff. Hold on. Let me just pause it in the middle of a boss battle. Give me, where is it? This longbow. Oh, we got him staggered. Oh no. All right, nice. That should be it. Here we go. Oh, fill it up. Nice. That is sick. Can we loot him? Got the Squire's ring. Nice. I should have taken the medium armor as well, because now that I'm starting to think about it, I may want to play this game as like the archer and then just run like a sword as my backup. Because kiting those enemies is just amazing. That's got to be the most intense camera shake I've ever seen. Alright, a gore heart has been added to your map. Nice. Who's this?
No more.
And just smash everything right here. Alright. You just go ahead and smash everything. Alright, we need to activate a quest. Let's see. Oh, we also got the level up. Basic, advanced, oh my god, there's so many of these. Alright, so our racial abilities automatically give us the detect hidden, lockpicking, and the mercantile. Oh, the persuasion's probably pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade persuasion, because when is that not useful? Oh, here we go. Alright, so we've got the might, finesse, and sorcery, which are exactly what you think they are. So the might is going to be like the warrior, the finesse is the kind of like cloak and dagger rogue, and the sorcery will be the mage. At this point, we can pretty much choose, I'm guessing, like which path we want to go down. I'm not sure how many skills we get, so I don't know. I'm not sure if you can even progress fully down one or the other. Alright, so I leveled up. I basically just leveled up the kind of like damage or the shield abilities, be able to block more. Let's see, the pulsing circle on your minimap. Yeah, I can figure that out. Thank you, tutorial. What is that? It's like one of the deer things from Avatar. I'm pretty much just gonna run straight to the objective and see where that gets me.
You've come from the tower, haven't you? Name's Agarth. Maybe you can help an old fateweaver, eh? Fateweavers look at the great tapestry of fate. The threads will tell us how a life will unfold. But knowing the future and being able to change it are two very different things. Did he? Poor old Fomerus Hughes. He respected the way the world works. What a shame. He's probably dead by now. When he started his experiments here, he asked me if they'd ever be successful. The cards told me that the Well of Souls would work, but its success would come on the day that Hughes was to die. The old man took it pretty well, honestly, although we did a lot of drinking after that.
Alright, let's see. I'm just gonna go with the green one.
I suppose I could spare a little help in memory of Hughes, or in celebration of his success. Whichever.
Oh, nice. We got 2 different potions for that.
You're the one. Then that means... It all makes sense now. The cards this morning. I drew the Gravedigger, the Running Man, and the Beast. Prepare yourself. They're coming.
Oh, no. Oh my god, I'm out of arrows. I was wondering why I couldn't use the bow. I looked in the menu, and the bow is, like, only classified as a secondary weapon. So, hang on, special attacks. Alright. Nice. Look at my dude just going ham. Of course, there's more of them. When your fate meter is full, the fate symbol will pulse. You can then use your fate energy to enter reckoning mode. Oh, okay. I guess that's where the name of the game comes from. Reckoning mode greatly increases your speed and attack power, both good things. It lasts until either your fate meter runs out or you fate shift an enemy. Okay. Oh, sick. Look at this. Wait, hold on, what? Alright, move near an unraveling enemy and press A to perform a fate shift. Yo, that is sick. And we get like an experience bonus for it. Hang on, let me grab whatever this is. It's just harvesting a plant.
What? How? What are you? The threads of fate. I've seen them before, but I've never seen anyone manipulate them like that. You just changed how the world was supposed to work. How did you do that? You just... Fate is the will of the gods. No mortal should be able to change it. How is that even possible? Come here. I'm going to do a reading. You might be able to change the threads, but fate will still have a plan for you. I promise not to tell you if I see your death.
Well, I appreciate that. Is this why Hughes sent me?
That would be my guess. He was an academic, but he had a proper respect for fate's plan, unlike most gnomes.
Alright, fine, whatever.
You're nervous. Relax. This is what fate weavers do. I'll be seeing your place in the pattern of destiny. Who you are, what you've done, where your path takes you. Or, at least, I should be. You're real, right? I swear I haven't had that much.
I'm real, you must be drunk.
I am. But still, I've never seen someone whose fate was just missing. Not even when I was drunk as the king of ballads. This doesn't make sense. All mortal creatures have a place in the pattern. You should have one too, dead or not. If this is true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then your path is yours to determine.
Alright, so here is like the destinies or whatever. These are like the cards that he just offered us, which is basically where you're gonna pick your path for like, you know, what you're gonna play. With the Acolyte being, I guess, like the mage, you get the elemental damage, and then you've got the rogue and the brawler. And then I guess, like, as we progress, we can pick, I guess, like, different tiers, which is kind of cool. I'm thinking about just going with the brawler, just because, I mean, it's pretty simple. The magic does look pretty sick, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna keep it simple. Let's do it. You're terrible at this. I don't know if I should say that. That seems rude.
I can see the threads around me, but they're shifting, changing so rapidly. I can't make sense of them. Normally the threads would guide my hand to the cards, and I'd use those cards to see your pattern in the weave. But it just didn't happen. They wouldn't focus. So either there's something wrong with me, and there isn't, or there's something very wrong with you.
I like this guy. He can just, like, speak without moving his mouth. That's pretty fantastic. What does this mean?
It could mean nothing, or it could mean everything. The world is changing. You might be a sign of that, or maybe the cause. I've never had a reason to doubt my own readings, but we should consult with Arden. He's not a friend, but he's got a good eye for the tapestry. I'll meet you at his home to the east. I'm going to see if I can be of any help to the wounded at the tower. That's just it. I don't know if you've got one, but that's why we're going to see Arden. He lives in a little hut to the east in Yulven. I'll meet you there.
Sounds good to me. Let's see. Goodbye.
What could this all mean?
Oh, he's still got a question mark. I think I still gotta ask him about something. Let me talk to him again.
Huh? Can't quite decide if you want to hear what the cards say, can you? Once I was Agarth the Unyielding, the Blade of Avgrim. I wrestled the Colossus Priestess and declined knighthood by the High King of the Fae. I was a hero of men. But that wasn't enough for me. I joined the Fateweavers, hoping to find a way to conquer destiny itself. Turns out fate is the one thing I couldn't fight. You can find Arden's little cottage in the middle of Yulven. Had to move there when he got run out of town. He's a damned good Fateweaver, but that doesn't make you very popular. Especially not in dark days like these. We are all threads in the tapestry of fate. Measured, woven, and cut according to a great plan. Fateweavers undertake the task of reading those threads. Our title always was a bitter lie, since we have no control over how that tapestry is woven. But you do. And when a Fateweaver looks at your place in the weave, we see only the shapes of what you may choose to become. The Fateweavers were once a great, unified order of sages from all the mortal races. We foretold the destinies of kings and gods. But that power takes a toll. Nobody likes bad news. And all the news in the world is getting worse. The order splintered long ago. Now the old traditions are all but lost. And all I foretell is the fate of my beer. And I see it being empty soon.
Nice. Alright, Hughes.
Hughes was always an odd one. Curious and determined as any of his kind, sure. He never shut up about his work. But he always knew what was important. He didn't worry about dying as long as he knew he'd get the well working. What could this all mean?
Man, R.A. Salvatore really did something working on all that dialogue. Apparently he wrote a 10,000 year history for this game, which is absolutely insane. I can't imagine writing all of that. Let me just go ahead and head this way. This game has a super interesting past, where it was basically released and then, like, greenlit for a sequel. And, the studio believe it was like Studio 38, and it had like another subsidiary. Oh, we got a new quest. Hang on. The studio took out like a ridiculous loan with the state of Rhode Island and couldn't pay it back.
Of all the songs in halls of lore, there echoes none more grand than Olane's many feats of might, the pure and lady of the light. She is a knight of golden knot. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer fae. She is the heart of spring, of day.
Hold on, let me just take a minute and look and see what we've got real quick. We've got quite a few weapons actually. So the staff can be either equipped as a primary or secondary weapon. Hold on, what is that? Look at that thing. Like a wand, basically. I'm just gonna run with the rusty sword. I think I'm just gonna use the bow as my secondary. Basically like a ranger type class. The leather armor looks really awesome. And it has like the critical hit damage, which I'm not gonna lie is pretty sick. But I think I'm just gonna run with the kind of like standard warrior type. Yo, look at this thing. What is this, like a weird cow thing? The world building in this game is unreal. I mean, it just has like that, so much like, not detail, but it's just so much thought put into it, I guess.
Everyone just stand back. The warden can't work when you're crowding so close. Go back to your business. Go on.
Look at that, like, duck goose hybrid. That's horrifying.
It's strange times.
Let me talk to her.
Nothing to see back here. Just a man working for his pay. We in Gorhart like to stay focused on our business.
Wait, what the hell? That was weird.
For alchemical goods.
Keep moving. This business doesn't concern you. Unless you're an expert scholar on the Fae, I'd suggest you move along. No reason to be out in the open with the Red Legion about.
Alright, I'm not gonna talk to everyone about everything. Let me just go to this marker.
I don't care what you race. It's a tragedy whenever anyone's savaged like this. Just look at the poor creature. She's been beaten to the brink of death. The Fae may be strange, but they certainly don't deserve this. It appears she was attacked with some manner of short blade, likely a dagger, although there's no way I can be sure. People simply stood by as she called for help. No one lifted a finger. Can you imagine? It's shameful to treat another in such a way, even if she is a Fae. I don't know whether we possess the knowledge to treat such a wound. Frankly, I don't even know if I could save a mortal with such grievous wounds.
Sure, I'd like to help.
Well, you're the only one. With all the troubles we've suffered in this village, people are weary of adversity. They'd rather just ignore it. I'm going to suggest something a bit untraditional. There's a Fae named Eri. She spends her days up on the hill overlooking the village. Seek her wisdom. I would do it, but I'm a coward. That's the truth. Perhaps a Fae will know how to heal a Fae. If not, then we're back where we started.
This guy's so just candid about, I'm a coward. That's the
She
truth.
spends her days in the precipice overlooking the village. She doesn't think we're aware of her presence, but we most certainly are. Hope you stay in town.
Alright. Every time they say Fae, it just makes me think of the Name of the Wind. And like, actually it makes me think of the sequel called The Wise Man's Fear. There's like a whole bit in there about the Fae. About like Fae-like people. Alright, hold on, what do we got in here? Look at all this stuff. Oh my god. Let me just take all this. Don't mind if I do. I've acquired Fae blades? Why do the rogues have everything that's so cool? Alright, hang on, let me look at this armor. Oh, Look at all this. Oh, that requires Might 3? I can still equip it, though. That's weird. Alright, let me just equip everything. Alright, so I don't know how I just randomly happened upon that chest. Maybe that's like something they put in the re-release, but this is one set of like 4 sets of armor that I just got, just out of nowhere. I got this is called like the Shepherd's something. Look at that shield. Look how epic that is. It's like a Roman shield. It's even called the Tower. That is sick. Alright, here's another one called the Guardian. Look at that. Got like a little mohawk type thing going on. Another crazy looking shield. Alright, I got this one, which is like, I'm guessing like the rogue armor, called the Running Man, which just makes me think of the movie, to be honest. And we got this like, I don't know, ether looking shield, which is actually kind of sick. And last but not least, we have this thing, just called like the Valley, I believe. Look at that, it's got like a little cape and everything. These are like the mage robes. Everyone looks just so like beefy. All the armor, even like the mage armor, has like a heavy quality to it. Still pretty cool though. Alright, if you thought the armor was cool, check out this weapon. Look at that. Freaking greatsword. I just got like a Monster Hunter greatsword out of nowhere. That chest literally had everything. I'm not sure if this was like an in-game weapon that they just released at the start of the game for the re-release. But I got so much stuff, like, they just go into my inventory real quick. I went ahead and just sold all my basic stuff, because it was useless at this point. With the exception of that, I'm just gonna add that to the junk. I got something called the Beast. Look at that thing. I got a greatsword that flames. That's probably what I'm gonna end up using. I got a giant hammer, which looks ridiculous. Look at that thing. We got some cool daggers. The Knight. Pretty sick. Something called Fey Blades, which I don't know what that is, but they look absolutely amazing. Look at those things. I can imagine that they are pretty fast. We got a staff called the Flame, which almost looks like a scythe. We got chakrams like Xena, with basically every elemental damage you could imagine. This Spectre thing, which I'm not going to use because it kind of looks dumb, to be honest. And we got this bow. Look at that thing. Got a freaking, like ram's head on it. That is absolutely insane. Got fast speed, piercing damage. That is ridiculous. These have to be, like, in-game weapons that they just happened to put in for the re-release. There's no way. Regardless, though, they are pretty sick.